We've all been there, haunted by those two little words. What if? Regret whispers about missed opportunities, wrong turns, and words left unspoken. Regret is a universal language, connecting us through the bittersweet realization that we're all navigating life's complexities. It's about acknowledging those feelings while choosing to move forward with grace and self-compassion. Regret feels heavy due to the illusion of control. We convince ourselves we should have known better, forgetting the past is unchangeable. Regret involves mental time travel, replaying past decisions with present knowledge. This keeps us stuck in self-blame, preventing us from moving forward. Our brains seek patterns and meaning, even in chaos. Instead of self-blame, we can reframe regret as an opportunity for growth. Regret often manifests as unease over past actions. These regrets offer a clear path forward by analyzing our decision-making process. Regrets about inactions can be more haunting, dealing with hypotheticals. We romanticize roads not taken, imagining idealized outcomes. Regret reflects the values our choices represent. Moral regrets challenge our sense of self, while practical regrets trigger frustration. Some regrets linger for years, influenced by the significance of the event and our tendency to ruminate. Acknowledging and processing regrets constructively helps us move forward. Regret whispers that we can control every outcome, feeding our desire for certainty. This illusion traps us in self-blame, preventing acceptance and growth. Regret acts as a portal, transporting us back to pivotal moments. Dwelling on what could have been amplifies regret, preventing us from learning valuable lessons. Our brains are wired to seek patterns and create narratives, even in the face of randomness and uncertainty. It's a survival mechanism, a way of making sense of the world around us and our place within it. When faced with unexpected outcomes, our brains try to reconcile the discrepancy. We replay events, analyze choices, and search for meaning. This can be a catalyst for growth or a rabbit hole of self-recrimination. The key is to approach regret with curiosity, not judgment. Ask, what can I learn? How can I make better choices? Regret often arrives cloaked in the heavy robes of should-haves. We berate ourselves for the paths not taken, the words left unspoken, the opportunities missed. I should have been more assertive. I should have taken that risk. I should have said, I love you more often. These should-haves echo through our minds, amplifying regret and undermining self-worth. Should is a slippery word, fraught with expectations and hindsight bias. It implies control and foresight we rarely possess. When drowning in should-haves, extend compassion to yourself. Acknowledge regret without letting it define you. Remind yourself you made the best decisions with the information you had. Focus on what you can do now. Ask yourself, what have I learned? What matters most? And how can I align with my values? Regret, often perceived as an unwelcome guest, can surprisingly be a catalyst for profound personal growth. It shakes us awake, challenges our assumptions, and reveals aspects of ourselves we might otherwise overlook. Like a sculptor chipping away at stone, regret refines our values and clarifies our priorities. Sitting with regret opens us to valuable insights about who we are and what matters most. We recognize patterns in our behavior and gain a deeper understanding of our values. This self-discovery can be uncomfortable but necessary for transformation. Confronting our mistakes and accepting responsibility fosters growth. Honest self-reflection creates conditions for profound transformation. Like a gardener pruning for new growth, we shed limiting beliefs. Embracing regret's lessons creates space for something new and beautiful. Regret, for all its emotional weight, can be a profound teacher if we're willing to listen to its wisdom. Instead of viewing regret as a sign of failure, we can see it as valuable information, a feedback mechanism to help us make better choices. Think of regret as a compass, guiding us back to our true north. It reminds us to realign with our core beliefs and live in harmony with who we are. By approaching regret with curiosity, we transform it into a catalyst for growth. Regret often goes hand in hand with self-blame. We berate ourselves for our perceived mistakes, replaying past scenarios in our minds, and agonizing over what we should have done differently. This relentless self-criticism can be incredibly damaging, eroding our self-esteem and preventing us from moving forward with grace and forgiveness. However, there's a more compassionate way to approach regret. Instead of beating ourselves up for past choices, we can choose to extend ourselves the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a loved one in a similar situation. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with warmth, care, and concern, recognizing that we are all imperfect beings doing the best we can with the resources and awareness available to us. It means acknowledging our mistakes without judgment, accepting our imperfections with grace, and extending ourselves the same forgiveness we would offer to others. When we cultivate self-compassion, we create a safe and supportive inner landscape where regret can be processed without shame or self-recrimination. We learn to view our past mistakes not as evidence of our failings, but as opportunities for growth and learning. While reflection and self-compassion are essential for processing regret, action can be a powerful balm for its sting. When we take positive steps to address the root causes of our regret, we shift from a place of passivity and rumination to one of agency and empowerment. If our regret stems from a past mistake that can be rectified, taking action to make amends can be incredibly healing. This might involve apologizing to someone we've wronged, making restitution for a past transgression, or simply committing to behaving differently in the future. Even if direct amends are not possible, we can still take action to honor the lessons learned from our regrets. This might involve setting new boundaries, pursuing a neglected passion, or making different choices that align with our values and aspirations. The act of taking positive action, no matter how small, can be incredibly empowering. It helps us break free from the cycle of regret and move forward with a renewed sense of purpose and direction. One of the most powerful tools we have in our arsenal against regret is the ability to reframe our narratives. Our thoughts have a profound impact on our emotions, and how we choose to frame our past experiences shapes how we feel about them in the present. When we find ourselves caught in the grip of regret, it's often because we're telling ourselves a story that emphasizes our shortcomings, exaggerates our mistakes, and minimizes our growth. We dwell on what we should have done, replaying past scenarios with a relentless focus on our perceived failures. But what if we could rewrite the script? What if, instead of viewing our past through a lens of self-criticism, we chose to focus on the lessons learned, the resilience we've developed, and the wisdom we've gained through our experiences? This isn't about denying or minimizing our regrets. It's about choosing a more empowering narrative, one that acknowledges our humanity, celebrates our growth, and empowers us to move forward with greater self-acceptance and compassion. Self-compassion is often misunderstood as a form of self-indulgence, or a way of letting ourselves off the hook for our mistakes. In reality, it's quite the opposite. Self-compassion is about turning towards our pain with kindness and understanding, acknowledging our imperfections without judgment, and treating ourselves with the same care and concern we would offer a loved one. When we're struggling with regret, self-compassion is not about denying the validity of our feelings or pretending that our mistakes don't matter. It's about creating a safe and supportive inner space where we can acknowledge our regrets without being consumed by shame or self-criticism. Self-compassion allows us to approach our past with greater clarity and objectivity. It helps us to differentiate between our actions and our worth, recognizing that we are not defined by our mistakes. When we cultivate self-compassion, we're better equipped to learn from our experiences, forgive ourselves, and move forward with greater ease and grace. Regret often goes hand in hand with our inner critic, that nagging voice within that whispers doubts, amplifies our insecurities, and reminds us of our past mistakes. This inner critic can be relentless, undermining our confidence and keeping us trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and recrimination. When we're struggling with regret, it's essential to recognize that our inner critic's voice is not the absolute truth. It's a collection of negative thoughts and beliefs that we've internalized over time, often rooted in past experiences, societal expectations, or limiting beliefs about ourselves. Challenging our inner critic involves learning to identify its patterns, questioning its assumptions, and replacing negative self-talk with more supportive and compassionate language. It's about recognizing that we are not our thoughts, and we have the power to choose which thoughts we want to give weight to. This process of challenging our inner critic can be uncomfortable at first. It requires us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities, and to actively choose a more empowering and self-compassionate way of relating to ourselves. Regret has a way of keeping us tethered to the past, replaying old hurts and missed opportunities, while simultaneously fueling anxieties about the future. It prevents us from fully embracing the present moment, the only moment where we truly have the power to choose, to act, and to create. Mindfulness is a powerful antidote to regret's grip. It involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment, observing our thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. When we practice mindfulness, we cultivate a sense of spaciousness around our regrets, creating distance between ourselves and the intensity of our emotions. This doesn't mean that our regrets disappear entirely, but rather that we learn to relate to them differently. Instead of being consumed by them, we acknowledge their presence with curiosity and compassion, allowing them to move through us without dictating our present experience. By anchoring ourselves in the present moment, we break free from regret's grip and open ourselves up to the beauty, joy, and possibility that exists in the here and now. We begin to recognize that each moment is a new opportunity to make choices that align with our values, to connect with the people we love, and to create a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Life is not a straight line to a predetermined destination. It is a winding, unpredictable path filled with twists, turns, and unexpected detours. Along the way, we will inevitably encounter moments of doubt, make choices we regret, and face experiences that challenge our assumptions about the world and ourselves. Regret, for all its emotional weight, is simply a signpost along this journey. It reminds us that we are human, that we are learning and growing, and that our capacity for making mistakes is also our capacity for transformation. Instead of viewing regret as a burden to be carried or a stain on our past, we can choose to see it as a catalyst for growth, a teacher offering valuable insights into who we are and what truly matters. By embracing the imperfect nature of our journeys, we open ourselves up to the possibility of profound healing, forgiveness, and self-acceptance. It's time to release the grip of what if and step fully into the present moment. The past, with all its complexities and perceived missteps, has brought us to this very point. It has shaped our perspectives, honed our resilience, and revealed the depths of our strength and capacity for growth. Every moment is an opportunity for a fresh start. No matter what regrets we carry, we have the power to choose how we move forward. We can remain tethered to our regrets or embrace the power of forgiveness. It's about acknowledging our choices, learning, and creating a meaningful future. Focus on the present, cultivate gratitude, and embrace the unknown. Release regret to create space for something new and beautiful. You are defined by your courage to confront regrets and choose a path forward.